Hey everybody, and welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple, and welcome to our live stream. I'm Wendy.
I'm Destin.
And on today's show, we are talking about all things Comic-Con, most things all Comic-Con, including the Avengers The Kang Dynasty lands a director.
We're also going to be talking about Marvel's animation announcements of their animation shows at San Diego Comic-Con.
And of course, our overall experience at San Diego Comic-Con. All this and more. Feels really great to be back home, and thank all of you for hanging out with us on this lovely Wednesday. So, how is everybody doing? I feel like
I'm still kind of recovering from Comic-Con. And here's the sad thing, too.
Yeah.
Is that we didn't even spend the entire time there.
We
were there. We arrived on Thursday. We spent all day Friday. And then we left about midday, a little bit early afternoon on Saturday. Because we wanted to get home and be able to get all of our stuff up and ready to go for the Hall H panel for Marvel.
Yes.
And we were able to do that. And, of course, we were able to catch the drop of the trailer for SheHulk and for, of course, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we were able to get home in time for that.
Yeah, and boohoo like a baby in front of all of you guys while watching that teaser trailer. Speaking of, real quick, before we dive into all of our topics, speaking of SheHulk, Attorney at Law, I forgot that we got this poster. There's a number you can call, so I think we should call it on the show. What do you think?
Oh, do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll put it on
Yeah,
speakerphone.
let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
I completely forgot about this.
Let me see the number.
It's okay.
1877. Hold on. SHE
1877 SheHulk. And there's actually a new little.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna have to press dial first.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm ready.
All
I
right.
just didn't know we were doing this, and I'm a little excited.
Overly excited. Makes me anxious. Okay. Can you guys hear that?
Hi, you've reached the Superhuman Law Division at GLK&H.
Okay, this time recorded as SheHulk.
What?
Yep.
Wait,
Yep.
You know they can't see me, right? Okay, whatever.
Yes.
Your call is very important to us. Our associates are unavailable to take your call at this time, but please stay on the line to hear about our services here at GLK&H. Have you been fined for thousands of dollars worth of damage to the city you were trying to protect? Did you accidentally create a sentient robot who got the feels and tried to destroy the world? Maybe you're an Asgardian god who leaves a giant burning imprint on private property every time you arrive on Earth.
What she's talking about.
We've got your back. Our
Bruce.
associates at the Superhuman Law Division of GLK&H will fight for your rights to fight for everyone else's rights, because that's what superheroing is all about.
Wait, what?
But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from our satisfied clients.
Okay.
Please say it's
And
Ant-Man.
then this is where we'd include the client side.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
photos next.
Once again, phone line. They can't see us.
That's so funny with the elevator music
gosh.
too.
I wonder if it just keeps on going, or is there anything more?
Yeah, it just starts over.
No, it starts over.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Oh my
So the number,
gosh.
if you guys want it.
Here, I'll show it. Bring it up super close so everyone can see it.
1877 SheHulk is the number, so just try to remember that. That's brilliant marketing, as some of you guys are saying in the chat. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I love the fact too, because that's honestly what they're now. I love the fact that this is what kind of what is that called? How SheHulk is going to feel. It's very kind of a little bit of slapstick, a little bit of tongue in cheek. I mean, SheHulk in the comics broke the fourth wall, and it looks like they're going to be doing that in the series too.
Yeah.
Which makes me very excited to just this. Before I was kind of like, SheHulk, okay. I wasn't really that big of a fan. I wasn't very well educated in the SheHulk comics. But now that I'm seeing some of these trailers, some of these clips, I'm like, this is going to be really funny.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to watch this series and do
again,
a reaction to it.
Also, if you're not familiar with Tatiana Maslany's work, you should absolutely watch Orphan Black, where she plays like a zillion characters and she knocks every single one of them out of the park. And I think there's also like an audiobook version. I don't know if it's audible. I actually think it is audible. And she narrates and she voices in that as well. So just when she was initially cast, I got really excited because even if you're not familiar with She-Hulk, I think because it's Tatiana Maslany, I really think it's worth checking out. And I think the marketing has just been hilarious. The fact that, like, you should do it as She-Hulk. They can't see me, but okay, you hear the...
Yeah, the transformation.
The transformation. So it's really brilliant. I'm curious as to what other marketing they're going to bring out prior to the release of this series on Disney+. So anyways, that was just an aside that I wanted to do because if I didn't do it now, we were never going to do it. So. And
honestly, I think this is the best kind of place to do it.
Yeah,
to be able to reveal it in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And to be able to catch it live. So
absolutely.
Great call, hon. I didn't even know you were going to do that.
It's my like ADHD. And I kind of looked over and I was like, oh, we're going to do that now. Because if we don't do it now, we weren't going to do it. But with that, I just want to let everybody know what has been going on up on our channel. Aside from the 50 million trailer reactions that we did this past weekend coming back from Comic-Con, we're adding an extra one today. Dustin just finished editing it, and it's the Pinocchio teaser trailer, but this isn't the Disney Plus Pinocchio. It is actually the stop motion film by Academy Award winning director Guillermo del Toro. So we have that coming up. It's actually, I think it just needs to finish checking, and then we can
and I think I need to put a couple things in the description. But yes, other than that, it will, as soon as we're done here, that will go up on the channel. We will also be having our review of the movie Vengeance.
Written, directed, starring BJ Novak, comedian. So we got to go to the premiere for that the other day. Thank you to Focus Features for inviting us to that. So that review will be going up probably later today. Yeah, it has to be today because the film releases this Friday. So look forward to that. And we've got a couple other film reviews that are coming up. We are going to review Prey. We will be reviewing, actually, I don't think Dustin's coming with because of conflicts and stuff like that. Yeah. But we're going to see going to the premiere of 13 Lives, and that is based on the true event of the wild boar soccer team from Thailand who was trapped inside that cave for I think a total of like 15 or 16 days, and it was just a crazy journey to extract all of the members, including the divers. So Ron Howard is making the film that is going to be available on Prime Video, but I'm heading to the premiere for that, so you will see a review for that movie as well as Prey, and then
Barbarian,
but we got they won't see that until September.
Yeah.
Because that's not coming out until then. And, just subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos. Of course, we're going to keep our marathon going for Stranger Things Episode 4, which actually has already been filmed, but because of Comic-Con, we haven't been able to be home to edit it.
And I do have to admit, the Stranger Things are kind of a beast to edit. They are an hour and 20 minutes worth of editing. It
is. I am getting, like, if I had $1 for every time somebody's like, I haven't seen the whole thing yet, what's taking you so long? I was like, well, sir, maybe you should try to film and edit. Filming is the easy part.
Oh, yeah.
That's the easy part. It's the editing part that's not, especially when you have your tech kind of not wanting to work with you and you lose the whole project, which has happened before for episode 2. So, in any case, they're coming, along with, I think, 2 other videos in, like, a vlog style from Comic-Con. So, with that said, let's go ahead and go back to our topics. And the first one today, I can't wait to talk about this. It is, where are you? The Avengers, I'm trying to say here. All right. At San Diego Comic-Con in Hall H, Marvel basically won that Hall H on Saturday, giving us Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, what is to come, and we did a impromptu live stream on, I believe it was Sunday?
Well, no, the panel was on Saturday.
We our live stream, babe.
Oh, yeah. It was on Sunday night that we actually did, which is kind of random, we don't do we normally don't do live streams on Sunday nights.
Yeah,
but we were like, we want to talk about this. We want to be able to talk with you guys about that panel because it just blew our minds just how much information we got on the future of Marvel, the direction that they're going, the main bad guy, and I'm just so excited to see. I'm salivating already.
Yeah.
2025 cannot come soon enough. So, but of course, I'm just so excited about the build-up as well, and also the fact that what they're doing with Kang, how they can actually have Kang as many different Kangs.
Jonathan Majors' party just like, I hope he's enjoying his time playing with all these characters and scripts, because I feel like he's the kind of actor that's, if you've seen him hopefully in Lovecraft Country, because he is excellent in that. And yes, it is technically just one character, but there's so many layers to him, and I just, really can't wait to see him tackle the role of Kang. We already saw a little bit of a preview in Loki, where he was a version of Kang, but this is, I don't even know how many movies he's technically going to be in. We know Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yes. I think he's going to be in a couple of them, because something that Kevin Feige said was he was amazed on how well Jonathan Majors was able to do all of these multiple different Kangs. So that means I'm pretty sure we've already seen one. We've seen one in Loki. We're going to see one in Quantumania. I'm guessing there might be one or two other ones in some of the other Marvel properties that are coming out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to see him in Kang Dynasty. And we're probably going to see a couple of them in that Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So he's just going to be I think he's going to be more of a present threat than Thanos was throughout the phases 1, 2, and 3, where you got a little bit of Thanos here, a little bit of Thanos there, until like he decided to be like, all right, I'm just gonna do it myself, kind of a thing. Whereas we can see a Kang in Quantumania, and that Kang can be defeated. To where Ant-Man and the Wasp do beat him, they kill him, but you have another Kang coming around the corner. That one gets defeated, a little bit more difficult, but then you have all of these other Kangs, and then you'll get Kang Prime. And we're also getting MODOK.
Yeah, we're getting MODOK in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, so that's really, we froze.
Oh no.
Hang on, can you guys still hear us?
Uh-oh. Well, hold on a second, let me see if we can, they can at least hear us, because I can hear us.
That is odd. So let me just go ahead and try something else. We're now a podcast. It's okay. And we're back. All right. Sometimes that happens. So just a quick, we're talking about Kang. His ears are already itching, so he's like, let me go see what these guys are doing. Let me pause
They're not allowed to talk about me.
Let me pause their live stream. But we're super excited for what is to come. If you guys want to check out our thoughts on the Marvel Hall H presentation, there is a live stream for that. The VOD is available, so make sure you check that out on the channel. But what's really exciting is this title right here, The Kang Dynasty, has landed a director, none other than Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I am so happy to hear that he is going to... This is a huge undertaking, in my opinion. Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of people were thinking the Russos, because they did such a good job with the previous Avengers films, but these guys, they're busy, and it's, in interviews, it sounded like they were not going to be taking on the Avengers films. And you don't know when these directors say this, because they're so cryptic, and it's kind of like, well, they can't confirm until Marvel confirms. So it's like, are they pulling our leg, or are they telling the truth? And it seemed pretty, genuine, that they were like, yeah, we're not going to be taking on this one. And then soon after, it was announced that Destin Daniel Cretton is going to be taking on the role. So I'm super excited, because I love what he did with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. He's also got a Disney Plus project coming up, so he's very well versed in that Disney family. He is directing, or maybe producing, I want to say directing, the Disney Plus series American Born Chinese. We went to a little mixer for that, got a first look at it.
Looks really good.
Looks so good.
Now, something else I'm a little curious about, though. It said that he was directing
The Kang Dynasty?
The Kang Dynasty.
Yes.
Are they not going to have him also do Secret Wars?
So far, no director has been announced for Secret War.
Interesting, because I would have thought that since these two movies are being only 6 months apart, that they would be filmed back to back. That means, though, if a different director's taking it on, they might be filming it at the same time. But different directors, different projects in a sense.
I mean,
So I'm
just
curious
because he's
on how
not
they're gonna
announced right away doesn't mean that it can't happen.
True.
And I think what we've noticed with all these Marvel films is that these directors, past and present and future, have all been pretty collaborative because they have to be in the same conversation just in case they come back to direct something else, or they have a question about a previous film and how does that affect future films in this direction. So I think they, as a cohesive unit for the MCU, I think they have to continue to, communicate and collaborate, which I think, if you kind of see what Taika did with Thor, like it seems like that when he talks about working with the other directors and just being in conversation with them, it seems like that's kind of the theme, and I can see that continuing. And then I had this crazy theory, which my theories are never correct, but I said to Destin, just offhanded, like sort of, how big of a part does Shang-Chi have in Kang Dynasty? And I'm only saying this because he directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but it could be just me grasping at straws here.
True. Well, and also with what is it called? Secret War and Kang Dynasty. I mean, they might be also just having them happen at different times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm wondering since you're talking about the multiverse and time travel,
Yeah.
they can take place at completely different times.
Mm-hmm.
What is that called? Places in time.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and there's so many things in Secret War that has to happen. Wars, my apologies, plural. Secret Wars is the fact that, I mean, it's hard to do without Miles Morales. It's going to be hard to do without the X-Men. So there's still a lot of these properties that haven't been announced.
Yep.
That we don't know how they're going to mix all of these in.
It's already happened, and we just
D23, we'll find out.
Yeah, I think we'll find out in D23. And just to kind of circle back really quick to the directors of past and present and future MCU projects, it says here, and this is on the Variety article, and it says that Cretton told Variety at the Shang-Chi premiere that he asked Larson Jordan and Black Panther director Ryan Coogler for advice when he was in talks with Marvel about directing Shang-Chi. So it's like even before he officially signed on, he was already in communication with some of the other people, involved in Marvel projects. So I really liked Shang-Chi. And I thought he did a really great job with it. So I am excited that he is going to be directing the Kang Dynasty, and we'll see how it works. Because who they're going to bring in for Secret Wars, will it be the same director? Will it be a different director? Could the Russos do that one? That's still, I think, in the play, even though they say no for right now. But that's for right now. Things change. So those are our thoughts. We're super excited. I am really happy that it's so early on that they've secured a director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let us see what you guys' thoughts are on the director for the Kang Dynasty. Let's see here. All right. Debbie says Feige said that the Russos weren't involved, and then the announcement was made. So sounds about right that the Russos weren't involved. Steve Calderon says, I am surprised Marvel didn't announce Destin Daniel Cretton directing the Kang Dynasty at SDCC. That is quite interesting as well.
Yeah, because the news of
it came pretty much the next day or 2
Yeah.
days after, so
You
maybe he hadn't signed yet.
Maybe he hadn't signed. Maybe they couldn't actually get him at San Diego Comic-Con. So it's kind of like, well, you know
They
what?
can
We'll
still
just
announce.
they could still announce it, but it's kind of like, we have so many other things to announce. I think they were pretty crunched for time as it was for their 1 hour. But of course, I'm pretty sure no one would have minded if they went over an hour making more announcements for the directors and who's going to be a part of this. But I guess it's also something, hey, you know what? We have some content to reveal later.
Absolutely.
Keep everyone salivating and just going, oh, more. Give me more.
More comic book things. The Lord of Darkness, thank you so much for being here, who says, big love from the UK, followed you from the Collider days.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. You've been around for a while then, because the Collider, that was like 5 years in the making for me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Debbie says, how big of a role will Brie Larson have because of her connection to Cretton? because she was in the post-credit
Oh.
for Shang-Chi. Well, I guess we'll see how the Marvels play out, but it is Captain Marvel. I imagine she will have a role in the Kang Dynasty, but we'll see. I mean, we've got a while. We have to go through Phase 5 first and see where that takes us to the Kang Dynasty. So
Yeah, true, because
we've got a while.
Depends on how much of a connection they want to have the Bangles connected to the 10 rings, and exactly what the 10 rings are connected to, whether it be
Yes.
Kree, whether it be, it could be Kang technology.
Yeah.
So it's very curious.
You want to look at the lineup? And,
No.
and
A
speculate?
theory
Okay.
just popped in my head
Go
because
for it.
everyone's sitting here. We saw the bangle in Miss Marvel
Yes.
on a blue arm.
Uh-huh.
Technically, there are some images of Kang with bluish skin. Maybe that was on the an arm of a Kang that had died, and not say a Kree. But that's a crazy theory. It's possible. But we'll find out, because
We'll
having
find
them
out.
connected to Kang technology as opposed to Kree technology is something that could possibly happen. But wait, no, never mind. Because what is it? At the end of Miss Marvel, you see that shift where Carol Danvers comes through,
Yeah.
and then so that means it's some connection that she probably has with Kree. So
Yeah.
never mind. That's
Okay.
all. That's all crazy theory talk. But it would be funny if I ended up being right.
Yeah, that would. You know what? I mean, now it's on the internet. It's never going away. So
It will be here forever.
yes. MK Songbird says this in the chat room. The Hollywood Reporter article notes that Marvel is actively looking for a Fantastic Four director, and Feige said that it will not be an origin story.
Oh, good.
Gosh, thank God.
Thank God.
We don't need it. Like, we don't need the Batman origin story. We don't need the Superman origin story. We got it. Okay?
You can hint at it. You can kind of go back and kind of, oh yeah, remember this part, and tells, have like a little couple minutes of them maybe talking
Nobody
about.
needs it.
but
Watch
we
the
don't
other
need-
movies.
Yeah, we don't need to have them going up into space, getting hit by radiation, and then coming back down, and oh my gosh, they have superpowers.
It is. There was never a moment. Well, I mean, again, we've only seen Spider-Man. Nope, we've only seen Doctor Strange. I think 2 or 3 times. But in the times that we saw it in theater, there was never a moment where, when spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, spoiler alert for the next 15 seconds. But when Reed Richards showed up,
Yeah.
nobody was like, "Who's that?" I
No,
didn't hear
everyone
it.
went,
Everybody went crazy. Yeah, so I really don't think let's not waste time on the origin story. Maybe you can do that in your marketing. Marvel or on Disney Plus has that, like, what is it called, like Legends or whatever. Prior to a movie coming out, they kind of give you a background on the character. Watch that. They could put the origin story in that if you're curious about the history of the Fantastic Four. So I'm happy to hear that. And MK says this. Also, according to a couple of reports, the X-Men won't appear in the MCU until 2025 at the earliest, due to pre-existing Fox contracts attached to the actors and producers. Oh.
I want to see them now.
Still, huh?
Bring me the X-Men now.
You know what? Take their time. I want it to be done right.
Yeah.
I want it to be done right and good. So if I have to wait until 2025, so be it. Because
Doodle-doo-doo-doo.
YouTube, don't copyright us. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And let's talk a little bit more Marvel. Let's talk about, I have to look for the thingy, the Marvel Animation panel that was discussed during San Diego Comic-Con, where they revealed logos, bits of news for titles like X-Men 97, I Am
excited.
Groot, Marvel Zombies, Spider-Man Freshman Year, What If Season 2, and a Season 3. I am missing something else. What am I missing?
Is it in the...
It's in the show notes.
And more. Spider-Man Freshman Year, X-Men 97, What If Season 2 and Season 3, Marvel Zombies, and more. But yeah, I mean, one of the things I think besides X-Men 97, that is the one that I am just like, my heart actually, anytime I say X-Men 97, my heart does go, because that is one of the cartoons that really got me into Marvel stuff. That and Spider-Man. So those were my 2 comic books of choice when I was growing up. And I think out of all of the comic books I had, the only one that I actually had a subscription to that would mail to me was the X-Men comic book series.
Yes.
And I am so excited to see this again. I'm so excited to see the continuation. I was so upset for what they did in the 90s with X-Men because it was just the way they ended that last season was very disappointing. But now to see them bring it back and to bring, I mean, the animation that they showed us in Hall H looks exactly the same, and I'm salivating. I am so excited. I'm having heart palpitations as we speak.
So excited.
Excited.
I feel like I need to change my my phone ringtone back to the X-Men again. You know? Before we go any further, thank you so much to Theodore Harris for your super chat.
Woo!
Who writes, "It was unfortunate that those Marvel trademarks, Kang Dynasty and etc., leaked the day before the Hall H panel. There were at least 10 more leaked titles. Could they also be correct? If so, wow. I heard about this. We didn't really report on it because we don't technically, cover leaks on this channel. Nothing wrong with the channels that cover leaks at all, because we certainly do watch them. We just don't really cover it. But I think I was sent like a screenshot of... Hold on, I gotta go back in one of my text messages with fellow content creators whose names I will not disclose. But it is kind of unfortunate that prior to that big Hall H presentation, somebody found the trademarks. There's ways, and that kind of sucks to like kind of dig and not for your own benefit, but to be like, let's get the clicks because you can.
Let's
be the
get the
first
scoop.
Yeah, and I get it. If you want to do that for your channel, for your website, and it is definitely a clickable headline, but at the same time.
It's kind of like, let Marvel be, this is their material, they're planning this out to make us excited, to hype us up, and a part of me is kind of like, you get a little bit of a wah-wah.
Yeah.
But not everything's always right, so you still have a little bit of that anticipation.
Yeah.
Of, well, is this leak true? Is this someone just blowing air up, blowing hot air?
The screenshot that I have of the leaks of the leaked what is it called? The titles, the trademarks, have already been announced, so I feel like it's okay to say them now. So the ones that people found were Avengers Secret Wars, the Kang Dynasty, Captain America New World Order, a Multiverse Saga, Thunderbolts. Those are the ones that's screen capped. I'm sure there were more. So you can't stop people from digging. That's kind of like investigative, and there's it's not like they walked into the Marvel office and like took a computer screenshot. Like that's a big no. Like but it honestly is unfortunate because people who go into Hall H want to be in there for the surprise, and I feel like that takes it a little bit away from the attendees who, spent the time overnight waiting in that line, for the people who worked on that presentation, that Marvel Hall H presentation, and to kind of like ruins the fun of it. Yeah. So it is a bit unfortunate. So yeah. But other than that, it is, all of the titles that I just named has been released, and I actually have a photo of the lineup here real quick.
Oh, yeah, this is all of Phase 5.
This is all of Phase 5, which is very exciting. You can see a tiny Kevin Feige head right below the Echo title doing his thing.
So actually, out of all of these, out of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Secret Invasion, Guardians, Echo, all of those, which one is the one that you're the most excited for?
Can we split them up? Disney Plus series and
movie.
Film. Yes.
Which one is your most anticipated movie? Which one is your most anticipated series?
Okay. Most anticipated movie. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to pick. I kind of started saying that with confidence, and now I don't know. Because, look, I'm really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp because we'll get to see a Kang, and we'll get to see MODOK, right? MODOK! Like, that's really, really cool. But I'm also a big fan of Mahershala Ali, and the fact that we have Blade in this phase really, really excites me. And then I want to flip-flop because Guardians of the Galaxy 3, during that presentation, the cast members were all very emotional. And I'm curious about the footage that they all saw because I think everybody got emotional sitting in Hall H. Yeah. So oh man, and then there's Captain America, New World Order, and the Thunderbolts. I'm gonna say Blade. No.
Blade?
I don't know.
It's really hard to
I
choose.
don't know. What
out
about
of-
you?
Out of all of these, I actually am leaning for movie. I'm really excited for Blade because that is going to be opening up a huge new world with vampires, with the Black Knight, with all of these new things that we have, and a lot of supernatural stuff for the MCU. So that's one of the things that I'm really curious about, on where do all of these monsters come from? How do they all how have they all gotten here? Are vampires actually
Real?
something from this universe, or are they from a different realm?
Oh, interesting.
And they can swing that. They can now swing that kind of change and adaptation to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What about show?
But my favorite show, by far, the one that I am so excited for, is Secret Invasion. That is the one that I have been drooling over for so long. It is one of my favorite graphic novels out of Marvel.
And that's early, too. It's
and that's
early.
It is coming soon. It is right around the corner. I did not get to see the trailer for it or the sneak peek of it. And
we're not
going
to
to
look for it either.
I have heard about it, that it's going to be one of the darkest Disney Plus series out there. Makes me even more excited, and the little drops that I have heard just makes me so excited. Now, don't get me wrong. I am still super excited about everything else that is coming out. But I think those are the two that I am just the most having the most anticipation for.
For the Disney Plus shows, for me, I think it's really hard to choose. But I am super excited for... Hold on, I gotta put that thing back up. Let's take a look.
Like, I need to see that. I need to see the details.
Daredevil Born Again.
Yes, the fact that we're getting 18 episodes
yes,
for that.
That I'm super excited for. And then I feel like I should just put Loki season 2 in there as honorable mention, because we love season 1. I'm so happy it's getting a season 2, but also Secret Invasion because of what they have reported. That to be dark and it's gonna be. I think that show is gonna be insane to react to.
Something else that I realized after I kind of broke all of this down, we're getting a lot of Daredevil, because we know Daredevil is going to be in She-Hulk.
Yes.
Because we saw him do that flip, and we saw the yellow suit, which looks honestly really cool.
Yeah.
We know he's going to be in Echo too, because him and Echo have a relationship in the comic books, and she is very well connected to Kingpin, who's also very well connected to Daredevil.
And I believe on the animation side, is that what you're about to say?
No, and 18 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. So for a lot of the next phases, we're getting a lot of Daredevil, which makes me curious on if he's going to play in a very serious role in Avengers, because if you're having so many hours of content that focus on Daredevil or Daredevil related characters, is he going to be playing a big role in Secret War, in Kang Dynasty? And I'm really curious if this Daredevil is the same Daredevil that's in the Netflix show, or is this a variant of the Netflix Daredevil? So that means we can get changes to Luke Cage a little bit to Jessica Jones, and a little bit to Iron Fist. Because if the Netflix is in one universe, and this Daredevil that we see in She-Hulk is in the 626.
616.
616. Six numbers. 616.
This MCU.
Yeah,
maybe,
maybe.
616.
And then the other universe was
838, 828, something like that.
But
the one that doesn't matter.
Maybe the Netflix series Daredevil and all of the other Defenders are in a different universe.
That's interesting.
I'm really curious on if they're going to explain that, if they're going to change it up, if they're going to... I want to find out now!
Well, we're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to find out. But
838, thank you.
838. Thank you, MK. But to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying about Daredevil and his appearances in other, Disney Plus or Marvel projects, I believe it is also announced during the animation panel that he will have an appearance, Daredevil, not
Not Matt Murdock.
Daredevil will have an appearance in Spider-Man freshman year.
Oh.
I heard that somewhere. I couldn't find it. But I couldn't find it in an article. But that is what was one of the things that was announced. So going back to the animation panel. Sorry for going so far off of.
It's so hard not to
tangent.
talk about that thing.
Yeah. There's a really cute I Am Groot trailer that is out. There's going to be a collection of 5 original shorts that is going to be premiering on Disney Plus in August. Groot is super cute. I think the very first time everybody met Baby Groot, we're like, oh my god, what is that? Buy all the Baby Groot things. Just like when you buy all the Baby Grogo things. Grogo?
Grogu.
Grogu.
I even said it wrong.
All the Baby G's. Just buy all the Baby G stuff. So that looks super cute. Let us know in the comment section if you would like us to react to those, because they would be short. So I think that'd be easy and fun and cute to do. And then we do have Spider-Man freshman year coming to Disney Plus. That's not arriving until 2024. Oh, and it says it right here in the article on IGN. Will feature Charlie Cox's Daredevil.
Awesome.
So there's the confirmation for that. And then let's talk about one of our favorite Marvel animated series, What If. We already knew that season 2 was coming, so this is announced for early 2023. And they confirmed to have a season 3 as well. So that is really exciting. I wouldn't mind if they just continued on with the What Ifs.
Oh, yeah.
Because now the door for... the multiverse has been opened. Like, why not do more of these? Because I think they can always write stories for What If.
And they already have a spin-off going with Marvel Zombies, which is, I'm like, I love the fact that they are doing this one. And I'm curious, though, on how gritty it's going to be. Because the comic books is pretty gritty. Where there's a moment in the comics where Peter Parker is... when he's in zombie form, actually talking about how he just could not control his hunger and he ate Aunt May.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm. And
in a What If?
In Marvel Zombies.
We're talking about What If right now.
I know, but I'm saying the spinoff of Marvel Zombies, that's what... just how gritty it is.
I see. Well, I guess to piggyback off of that, since we're talking about gore, it does say on the article here from IGN, for Marvel Zombies, that it's going to have gore and splatter that you want from a zombie show. So it says it will feature zombified versions of characters like Captain America, Scarlet Witch, which we already saw in a What If episode, fighting against heroes like Kamala Khan and Yelena, and it was revealed during the panel that it's going to be pretty gory for a Marvel series, which I am all here for.
Nice. And I love the fact that they are now starting to lean that direction with some of their Disney Plus shows. I mean, Deadpool is now going to be on Disney Plus. Logan is going to be on Disney Plus. So we know that Marvel and Disney are starting to be able to be a little bit more accepting and lenient and lean more in that direction to give us more grown-up Marvel films, to give us more grown-up Marvel content. So I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited that they've made this decision.
And thank you to everybody chiming in the chat, to Michael, Debbie, Star Drew, saying that Marvel Zombies will be rated Ma for mature.
Ma for mature.
Ma for mature. Yes. Very excited about that. And thank you so much to Silver Princess. Welcome back for your super chat. It says, hello, Darth Solaris. Ooh, I need to get that on a jersey.
Darth Solaris.
And Destin, I love the glasses. So gorgeous. Thank you very much. Oh, and Destin looks good too, I guess.
Oh, wait, thank you. I guess.
He actually cut his... I don't know if you want to show. We gave him a haircut. Because we were thinking that ComicCon, it was going to be hot and humid and horrible. So he, cut his hair so it would be less hot. But it was like a lovely weather down in San Diego, which we will get into
the high was
in a little
75.
bit.
It was nice. And it was like 90 back here. So I was like, I like it.
Uh-huh. Okay. And the last thing that we should talk about is XMen 97. This is going to be on Disney Plus fall 2023. So about a year, a little bit more than a year from now. A little bit more than a year. So I am very impatiently waiting for this one because it's X-Men. We're finally getting this.
Not only that, but for how long? I've been wanting to see a Gambit that was as good as the X-Men
Remember the Gambit movie that never happened?
That never happened. The Gambit that we got in X-Men Origin. But also to see
Gambit's my
all
fave.
of these characters that I've loved so much and never quite have gotten to see their equal. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't remember the actress's name that did Rogue in the first 3 X-Men movie with Hugh Jackman.
Anna Paquin?
Anna Paquin, thank you.
I
But
think.
the fact that that was a good rendition of Rogue, but I'm curious if we're going to get a moment where Rogue, like say in the Marvels, where Rogue will take all of Captain Marvel's powers. So I'm curious on if they're going to keep the story of Rogue that they had, or similar to the story of Rogue
From the
that they
previous
from the
films?
previous films, or if they're just going to go full on. No, she was a criminal before she got Captain Marvel's powers. Working, because then you could also introduce Mystique in that way.
You know what's funny with the multiverse? They could technically bring back the actors that's played these roles, just even if it's for a cameo. They could totally do it. And I want to go to the chat really quick because Michael put this in the chat, and now I kind of want it. Austin Butler for live action Gambit.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If you guys haven't watched Austin Butler in Elvis, you absolutely should.
He
That
can pull it
man
off.
is so talented.
He's a great
I
singer.
think this-
He
with the
kind of has that
swoopy
swag
hair.
too.
Can you do the Cajun accent? I think?
That's going to be the tricky part.
That's the
and
one,
how
yeah.
well can you pull off that Cajun accent? Because it is very. I mean, you have to do a good job on that, or else you're going to get.
I could picture him, though. I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Michael, why'd you do that? Now I want it. Now I want it so bad. Disney, are you listening? We gotta put that in the ears of the I mean, as if they're not looking already. All right, let's go ahead and by the way, there is actually a confirmed. I think they announced that they would do another season as well for X-Men.
Yay!
Let me see. Yeah,
More.
in the press email I got, it says a second season was also announced.
Awesome.
That's really, really great news.
XMen, XMen, XMen.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on to. Oh, you guys.
Oh, we've got a super chat.
Thank you so much. Do you want to bring
Jay
that
Masters, thank you so much for your super chat. So he writes, at least Comic-Con was nice and cool, which is, as of now, here in Seattle, is going to be 96 degrees through the end of the week to go out to the movies.
out? 96. My God, are you sure that's not LA? That sounds like LA weather.
Yeah.
Ugh, I am so sorry to hear that.
But
Wow.
fortunately, going to movies and getting some free AC.
Free AC. Yes. And with that, since Jay, thank you so much for your super chat. Jay is talking about Comic-Con, so let's go ahead and move on to this is going to be like a fun little chit chat to kind of round out our discussion for today, and that is our San Diego Comic-Con experience. We were kind of in the back and forth of like, do we go, do we not go, do we go, do we not go, and it's not one of those like, because we had been approved already, like when I applied, which was months ago for a press credential, but it was one of those for the coverage sort of content creator problems is you want to still try to be first, and it's hard to be at Comic-Con to be first, especially if you're a video platform, because you have to find a place to film it, especially if you don't have a press room like some of the bigger outlets.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of guerrilla style it, and then you have to edit it, and then you have to upload it, or I guess you could live stream it, but that really depends on your phone signal, which everybody is on their phone the whole time. So Wi-Fi is kind of a commodity. Good Wi-Fi is a commodity. So that's why we kind of opted for let's just go Thursday, Friday to experience some of the stuff. And we were actually talking about going to Hall H, like waking up super early Saturday morning, getting into the Hall H press line. Ended up deciding against it because we did notice a lot of the reports that there are rising cases for COVID. And if you guys have ever been to Comic-Con, if you guys have ever gone to a con in general, and to Hall H, you are sitting this close next to the person, and then the person in front of you, like, there is no stretch room for somebody who's tall, like Destin, is 6'1" and over.
Having my knees up like
Yeah,
this.
it's like really uncomfortable, and it's not like once you get in, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna leave and come back, like, maybe
You
to
are
the
stuck
bathroom.
there.
You're stuck there. So if we got in at 8 o'clock in the morning, we would have to stay until 6:30 at night and then drive home. So we opted to come home instead, which I think it ended up better for us because we
Yeah.
were able to watch that Black Panther teaser trailer or official trailer here from home and get that up for you guys as soon as possible. But let's talk about our experience, because we were worried about, I guess I can throw this back to our experience at Star Wars Celebration.
Yes.
A lot of people that I knew, or like friends of friends, like over 50 people tested positive for COVID from Star Wars Celebration. So we were kind of worried because, that would mean that we can't go and see his parents.
Yeah.
We can't do some of the things that we normally would get invited to.
We would miss out on probably also a lot of
jobs too.
Jobs and being able to go see certain invites for movies.
Yeah, so we had to really take that into consideration for access and for content. But I will say, like, knock on wood, because we both feel good right now. Comic-Con they were really, really strict. They weren't joking when they said they were going to be strict. So one of the first things you had to do before you even picked up a badge, you had to go and get your COVID wristband. I'm calling it the COVID wristband. This big, thick, orange.
They said it was
wristband.
Waterproof.
It was not waterproof.
It was kind of like a sponge. And I'm like,
we only had it on for 2.5 days, and that thing was hanging on by a thread, and we were really careful showering it. Like, I showered with my arm up over. I was like washing my hair with one hand because I didn't want it to get it wet and stuff like that. Like, and
you were a lot more careful than I was.
I mean, did it stay on? Yes. Did it look ratty? Oh, so yes. So we had to get that first, and we were worried that the line was going to be crazy. In fact, the line was crazy to get those wristbands, but we were able to download like the ClearPass app that was suggested by the Comic-Con website, and we waited less than 5 minutes. Got it, done, went and picked up our badges, got it, no problem. So we were kind of over-anticipating we were going to stand in line for 2 hours to get everything settled, and we got it within 45 minutes. So that was really nice. And one of the first things we did was to go to the Her Universe fashion show. There will be a video up on the channel, kind of coverage from the show, so you guys will have be able to see that once I finish editing it. And let's talk activation. There were a few activations, less this year than the previous year.
Yeah. I remember the previous year in 2019, they had a boys activation.
Many.
They had the what was that fairy tale one where it was like
Carnival Row.
They had just so many of the Amazon
the Amazon
Prime stuff was there. We also went into. You went into. Oh no, that was a few years ago that you did the DC activation where you were smashing stuff.
Yes, that was 2018.
But this year we only really got into one.
And so here is what the activations that were outside of Comic-Con. These meant you didn't need a badge, a Comic-Con badge, in order to go in. But I think they were still. We noticed people were checking vaccination statuses and negative tests and the wristbands. So I'm not sure entirely how that worked. They definitely checked it at the Dungeons and Dragons one that we went to. So they had an activation, the Tavern Experience for Dungeons and Dragons. They had an activation for the Gray Man, for the House of the Dragon, for Rings of Power, for Abbott Elementary, and for Severance. So that's 6. I think in the previous year they had they had a couple of smaller ones too. I think like there was a Disney Plus Doctor Strange one that we kind of forgot to stop by. I wrote it down, but we got sidetracked. But I will say the Dungeons and Dragons one was the priority on our list.
Oh, yeah.
And I am so happy that we were able to get into that one. No problem. Because the problem with fewer activations and having it open to everybody who is not a badge holder is that you're getting an influx of people that just wants to line up and go, who can't afford a hotel stay or couldn't get a ticket. So, we tried to get into House of the Dragon, and it was impossible. The lady, like, we walked up at, 9 o'clock thinking we could get in and just wait in line for a few hours. She's like, oh, no, you should have lined up at, 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
I was like, you realize we need to sleep. So that's why we were only able to get into one. But nonetheless, that was the one that we wanted to get into anyway. So it was fine. And as far as other experiences, it was cool to walk the floor.
Oh, yeah.
The masking was highly enforced. Like
there was very few people there that weren't masked.
I felt like it was 90% of people that were masked. Maybe even a little bit more inside. Outside, it was kind of free for all. But inside, everybody was respectful about it, and they were doing constant reminders. So I felt pretty okay being, in that crowded of people. Normally I would have gotten, a bit anxious, but it was good.
One of the things that we did get to do on the floor that was actually kind of fun was play one of these. We went to the board game area.
Yes.
And what was it? It was Disney Universe or Disney Mirrorverse?
No, Mirrorverse is.
Mirrorverse.
I mean, that is a mobile game that Disney has. That was from I think Kabam or Kaboom Studio, but this one you're thinking Disney's Sorcerer Arena.
Oh, that's what
which is a game that came out before Mirrorverse, and they turned that into a board game. And we wanted to play it because the little figures look like, I don't know how many people remember Hero Clicks. It reminded us a little bit of that, and some of the attacks and stuff reminded us a little bit of D&D because there's like effects and stuff that you can put when you're fighting. You could be 1-on-1, it could be 2-on-2. So we sat down, and we were only supposed to play one round, but no one else was coming by to sit down, so we just played through almost the whole game.
Yeah, and it was
pretty
honestly,
cool.
I have to admit, it was a fun game. I think there's a very steep learning curve.
Yes.
For that game.
Yes.
But yeah, we were able to sit down for like 45 minutes.
Rest our feet a little bit.
Which was really nice.
My ankles still
Especially the
kind of
fact
hurt.
on that day, that was the last day that we were there. So I had the huge laptop in my backpack.
I refused to leave that in the
and
car.
my back was like, I was like, oh my God. I was so happy to sit down and take that backpack off for a little bit.
Yeah, so that was, walking the floor was a lot of fun. We actually didn't buy too much this year because I don't want to carry anything back. So I think I got the Ahsoka Tano bucket hat. We bought some dice. And I think that was kind of it. We purposely...
We got teeny dice.
Yeah. He wants to show him the tiny dice.
Because they are so cute.
They are very, very cute. It's like, hey guys, what'd you get at Comic-Con? We got dice. Just...
And honestly, I think that
nerds.
That is one of the cons that I want to go to next. I want to go to PAX.
Yeah, maybe we should sign up for that.
But okay, so this is a regular D20 that you can see. Now this one I like because it glows in the dark and when you put like a UV light. But this is the tiny dice of a D20. And I just was like, these are just too cute and too fun, so I just wanted to grab it. I grabbed like a couple of them. They were like 80 cents.
Yeah, so we grabbed some dice for our future D&D campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I got to be on a panel this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that was a lot of fun.
I wanted to mention that.
Yeah, sharing this.
You did such a good job on that.
Thank you. I think we have some footage.
Oh, yeah, there's still on. I
So...
forgot. It's on my phone. I need to take it off my phone.
Okay. So we will, if you guys want to see that, we can post that. But the panel was called Help, I Am Lost in a Sea of Content for any future content creators who are people who want to stream, podcast, get into journalism, whatever it may be. Like, how do you get seen? How do you get started? So that's what the panel is about. And I shared the stage with Tony Kim, who is the founder and owner of Hero Within, which is a geek fashion brand. But he is also like very well versed. His nickname is Mr. Comic-Con because he's been to Comic-Con all these years. With Ming Chen, who was on Kevin Smith's show, The Comic Book Man. And with my good friend, journalist Laura Siri Cool, and that's what we talked about. So Debbie says, please post. Anthony Salas says, wait, what? I'd like to see that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and post that. Oh no, you don't spam.
It has been,
They are
it
here.
has been a while.
They are here.
Block all
They
of
are
you.
out. Get out. There we go. Done. All right. So, overall, it was a really fun year. I'm really happy the weather was mild. So we weren't walking around and, I feel like we got maybe a little sunburned.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of time we did spend walking around outside. But we had a lot of fun. We saw a lot of friends. We saw Maude Garrett. I saw Perry for like a second.
You almost didn't even recognize her.
Because she changed her hairstyle. Perry, if you guys know Perry Nemiroff from Collider, and I've worked with her, during my time at Collider, she has a very distinct, that's her style. She's got the bangs. She's got the hair. She doesn't change it up too often. So when I was like this close to her. Dustin's like, that's
Perry.
Perry.
Where?
And I said to her
It's
face,
right
that's not Perry. And she said to me, Wendy. I'm like, oh, it is Perry. Sorry. So we're gonna catch up. We're gonna do lunch soon. We've been texting, but I just want to kind of wait and make sure I'm past that incubation period to make sure I don't have COVID. I don't feel any sort of ways, but I told her I wanted to be sure before we have lunch together to catch up. Who else did we see? Ashley V. Robinson.
We saw Paul Galliano.
Paul Galliano, a good friend. Stop by and say hello to Ashley Eckstein at the fashion show. And I think that's it.
I have to admit, the fashion show was pretty fun.
The fashion
see
show was
all
a
the
lot
different
of fun.
designs,
Yeah.
and the little after party that they had.
Yeah, a little after party was a lot of fun. We also got a sneak peek at American Born Chinese. That is, we talked about that earlier. That's going to be directed by Destin Cretton, director of Shang-Chi, and now Avengers The Kang Dynasty. So that looks like a really fun show. Daniel Wu is in the show. Michelle Yeoh is in the show. Got to meet Daniel Wu, which was like a huge thing for me because I feel like I've been watching him forever. If you're not familiar with, that name sounds familiar to you, but you're like, I don't know, you should probably watch Into the Badlands. That is a show that he is probably not most well known for, but I feel like on American TV, like,
yeah,
people would know him from that show. So, yeah, there we go. I wonder why Ronald is saying, not cool, The Rock is a nice person.
Oh, because I think someone mentioned that The Rock got booed.
Why?
I don't know.
Why was he booed?
So, yeah, it was a boo. The Rock got booed at San Diego Comic-Con for some reason.
Was it because they didn't show stuff from Black Adam or something?
I don't know.
That's silly.
That was actually the first time I had heard about it.
Yeah, same. So
So,
if you guys
but-
know a little bit more, let us know in the chat before we depart. But overall, it was a fun Comic-Con. We are crossing our fingers that we will get to go to D23. We applied for press credentials, so we will just have to wait and see if we get approved. And if so, then we will be there.
I want to go to D23 so bad. Wendy's gone and hyped it up for me, and now
I'm sorry.
And now I'm like,
It's
I
so
wanna
well
go.
organized.
It's so well organized. They have parades
They
down,
do.
down the aisles of the convention floor.
do.
How can you beat that?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't walk a parade down the aisles of Comic-Con. They're just way too packed in order to do that.
Oh.
But the fact that they have it so well organized, so well structured, that they're able to do a parade, I'm like, I would love to go to D23. So everyone, keep your fingers crossed for us that we're
Yes.
able to get into D23.
Yes, please help us manifest that. I want to know a little bit more about the. Okay, so
Is that in? Oh, did someone? Oh, did someone put it into the Discord?
yeah, but I don't see it. I saw it for 2 seconds and now it's gone.
Nowhere. Yeah, because
Nope.
it's weird about why would anyone actually boo The Rock at Comic-Con? One, if I'm not mistaken, that he gave tickets to everyone in Hall H to go see
Oh,
Black
why would you
Adam.
boo the man that does that for you?
Yeah, and from what I've heard, and from your experience with him too,
He's like
he's
super
like the nicest
nice.
guy.
Oh, here it is. Debbie went ahead and put, this is an article by Xfire. I don't really know Xfire, but this is the one that Debbie sent over on our Discord. Says the headline is, fans boo Dwayne Johnson at San Diego Comic-Con over Superman response.
Oh, because I think he said something about the fact that Black Adam is going to beat up Superman.
Okay.
And I guess people didn't like that very much. But, he's Black Adam.
But why wouldn't he say that about his own character?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
he's-
saying? It's not him saying that doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. It's just he's speaking, I feel like, almost to champion his own movie, his own
Yeah.
character.
And it might have been more of an ooh, like shots fired.
Oh, maybe.
Instead of a boo, we don't like you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of
that's
different
such
ways that you
that's
can...
such a nothing to be booing somebody over, in my opinion. I wouldn't have booed.
And actually, that would get me hyped. A part of me is like, okay, so that means we know that Black Adam is going to have a smackdown with Superman, depending on who plays Superman. We still haven't heard. I mean, we know
Henry Cavill. Come on.
We know Henry Cavill wants to. So I'm excited. I want to see more. I would love to see a smackdown between Henry Cavill, Superman, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Black Adam.
Make it happen, DC. Make it
especially
happen.
if it's some of that choreography that they have in the animated film of Superman versus Black Adam, or I think it's actually titled Superman versus Shazam. And it's them teaming up against Black Adam to where they do some of this tag team fighting, grabs him by like the ankle and just throws him down into the ground. And I'm like, yeah!
Insane.
Some of those, the DC animated films have some of the best fight choreography that I've seen.
Here's a little bit more insight. Theodore Harris in the chat says, people were sour about no Henry Cavill, and Anthony Salas says, that's what he said, depending on who's Superman.
Oh.
So it's not up to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who is going to be playing Superman, whether it's Henry Cavill or if it's somebody different. Like, that's not up to him. Even if he champions one way or another, it's not up to him. I guess they weren't booing at him. I think that maybe they were booing that, like, I guess because it wasn't confirmed that Henry Cavill, one, he didn't show up because it was rumored that he may show up, and two, we don't really know what is next for Superman. So maybe they were booing about that, but it's not necessarily booing The Rock per se. So,
yeah.
But that is interesting. After the man's like, "Hey, you guys want to see Black Adam? Here's free tickets to everybody at IMAX," and then we're like, "Boo!" Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry for the bots, you guys. So that is kind of our live stream for today, to talk about all the good things that we got to experience and hear, and all the good announcements from San Diego Comic-Con, from the DC panel all the way to the Marvel panel. I think it's a good time to be a geek. It's a good time to love your comic book movies and just nerd stuff in general. We had a really good time keeping our fingers crossed for D23. So if that happens, we will obviously be bringing you coverage from that as well. So there will be a couple more videos coming from Comic-Con, the Dungeons & Dragons activation, the Her Universe fashion show, and a little bits and pieces of the panel that I was on. And then we will see you guys on Saturday. It's not going to be spoiler Saturday, so we will have to figure out what we're going to talk about on Saturday, because normally we talk about, a Disney Plus show, but we don't have that available to us right now. So we will see, but we'll definitely see you on Saturday. And with that, that is the end of our live stream for today. You guys stay well. Stay hydrated. It's the summer. Stay hydrated. Put sunscreen on. I don't know. I feel like I'm being a mom right now. So we're going to go ahead and
Take
go.
care of yourselves.
Oh, Navi update. Her bump. Yeah. Did you guys know about her? But she had this huge bump on under the right side of her jaw. And we were worried about that because that's a really sensitive area to have to operate on a dog. So she's on now on her third round of antibiotics, which I don't love, but I love that more than her having to have surgery. And then the doctor added another medicine into her, daily rotation. So it is decreasing. Mm-hmm. So we have a few more days left. We just got her back on it. It's Wednesday, so she's on it for 5 or 4 more days. So hopefully it continues to decrease in size.
It's getting smaller. She's getting better.
Yeah.
Of course, she's still physically active. She's still running around. She's still eating, playing.
Yes.
So here's to Navi getting better.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you so much. We will see you on Saturday as well as future videos. If you enjoyed this live stream, you want more like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And, of course, hit that thumbs up button so it helps us get more visibility right here on YouTube. All right. We love you, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.